Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome back to our first episode for 2015
With extra happy.
with Extra Happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my fault.
no, listen, folks, like last week we had planned to do the episode, but the problem is uh, her Facebook Messenger wouldn't work, and I wasn't looking at Skype, so we basically missed each other, and there was a huge miscommunication.
And she ripped me a new one that I
I
didn't
did.
know about. But
Sorry.
why we haven't recorded in a while is medical stuff, which will go with our topic today. Um, I had surgery finally, and butt surgery, and so I'm recovering well now and well enough to record, and I'm glad that 2014 can go suck a egg. You know?
Well, like 2015 is going to be any better.
Hey, I got my medicine for my Crohn's. So far, it's awesome.
And today's episode will be about morphing therapy. Our previous episode explored sort of the more fun side of morphing, and now we're actually going to try to be serious for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. And as the more physical side of what morph therapy would do, I'll be talking a lot.
Yeah. Well, because your ass like explains it all, right?
Yeah, I don't want to go. It would be very TMI.
And the thing is, I have a high tolerance for TMI, so we could be going so over TMI, everyone else would just be watching because they couldn't stop. And I just
Yeah, but they'll probably be eating, and I'll be describing what's going on with my butt, and they're going like,
that'd be good. The thing we would help people diet.
No. The best way to diet is to get an ileostomy bag and just poop into a plastic bag. That's the best way to diet.
Okay.
See, TMI.
And the first question is, what physical/mental disabilities would you like healed, and how would mental disabilities be healed with morphine therapy?
So much red tape there.
Soak it all in.
Yeah, soak it all in. Especially with both of us are going through some things with Medicaid and all that kind of stuff, with SSI and all that.
Oh,
So just imagine, we know that in Book 54 that the government got morphine cubes, right? Mostly for military use. And so just imagine how that would filter down to like our veterans, the ones that have had legs shot off or arms or, brain damage or, any of that, PTSD and all. So, yeah, that would be great for veterans. It would be probably the best thing in the world for them. It just not the fact of they could possibly get their limbs back. And, but they would still have, especially with PTSD, they would need something of like morph therapy, we talked about it offline, about what about dogs? Have them turn into dogs. And not just a happy, but put them in a situation where they would normally, as a human, probably have a trigger episode, and the dog would be like, oh, loud noise. All right, let's go. That's the way normally dogs are.
Yeah, and I believe in book 54, mind you, it's been a while since I've read it. The surviving Animorphs, to make Jake feel better, forced him to morph dolphin so he'd feel happy for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that odd kind of quasi-sentience, meeting each other, but somehow dolphins are able to, I don't know, the way that their brains are wired, we're still trying to figure out. But yeah, I can totally see morph therapy, especially, again, for veterans, for PTSD, for maybe getting their limbs back, but mostly on the mental side, that would be the biggie.
Yeah.
I said all that stuff and you just say, yeah.
No, the thing is, you're sounding so intelligent, I don't know how to follow it, which has been my worry for this episode. I'm like, she'll know what to do, I'll just go, I speak. But, I'm just trying to get serious again. That, like, for the mental side, it'd be, for me, interesting, morphing a human that doesn't have like Asperger's syndrome, clinical depression, or ADD, just to see how that brain works and to sort of see how a normal human experiences everyday life.
Well, doctors would say that everybody's screwed up now.
What?
That's why we're on all these pills.
God.
But for me,
we'll hide the pills from you first time, okay?
yeah, but for me, especially with people with chronic illnesses, for me it's Crohn's. I would love to morph into a human. Like I said in the other episode, I would probably, if I had my choice and, like a Make-A-Wish for adults, I said, Jennifer Lawrence, I would love to morph you, morph into her, make my hair brown, and then go to, like, the most hipster restaurant and get a salad. And just eat a salad like it's meat, because I miss vegetables. Because I can't have them because of the high fiber, and it causes me pain. So when I look at people who eat salads and all that kind of stuff, it's with envy. And I'm just like, you suck so hard, that I get angry at times. So, to help me of just kind of like, I can finally do it. I can have a salad. I can do this. I can eat an apple. I can eat, if I wanted to, a freaking coconut, because I can't have citric acid. So the mental, physical side, right there, that's a good, morphine therapy. Yeah, make it real.
I'd recommend a nice Caesar salad.
A Caesar salad. Yeah.
Because it's basically just lettuce and maybe croutons.
Mhm. Yeah, but
except if they have blue cheese or ranch dressing, then go for like a house salad.
Now, see, I can't stand the taste of cheese, especially the fancy cheeses. So maybe as Jennifer Lawrence morph, maybe I would actually have a taste for them.
It's funny. My fiance Rev Resner is a lactose intolerant. And I forget this a lot of the time because he will still eat and drink dairy products.
I'm kind of lactose intolerant too, and I just drank like a big old glass of chocolate milk the other night.
I just don't get it. Because sometimes it'll remind me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
It's just like, I need it. It's a fix.
He's so in love with dairy products, it worries me.
Well, it's like I had pizza just last night, and I'm like, well, this is nut cheese. I don't think it'll do too much to me except gas, maybe.
Yeah, Rev Resner has gas issues, and I'll leave it at that. And, like, for a morphine to heal for definitely mental, maybe, not even morphing a person, but maybe morphing a yerk, and then going inside someone's head so you can really experience every thought and the history that the person has instead of, just the general feelings. Of course, there would have to be a lot of
red tape,
signing, tape to do that because, you wouldn't
just imagine every psychiatrist and psychologist wanting to do that.
It should only be for therapy purposes. It shouldn't be for, hey, we're going to explore the human mind, because it might easily go into just prisoners. We don't really think highly of prisoners, and so we'll just test all this on a prisoner. Because, like, bad sci-fi movies, they have this, like,
trope,
this drug, and they're like, we don't know what it does, and then they test it on prisoners, and in the Doom movie, they had, like, there's the sort of, it adds an extra chromosome or whatever, and if you're a good person, it'll turn you into, still keep you good, while if you're a bad person at heart, it will turn you into a monster. And of course, they test it on prisoners, and of course, hell breaks loose.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to be very mean for a second and go, oh, extra chromosome, Down syndrome.
I know it's pseudoscience, but it's like the sort of movie where you sort of let it go and buy it.
Yeah. Sci-fi is supposed to be, give me popcorn, No,
sci-fi can actually be very deep. And hang on a sec.
I see penguins.
Yeah, good. I also have a penguin hat of this, so. So, like, Isaac Asimov focused on, hard science fiction, where focusing on, fact, and so it depends on what sort of sci-fi you're writing.
He's not the Scientologist guy, is he?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure. Because
Isaac Asimov is an atheist. He died in 1992, and I can never meet him.
Okay, well, the thing is that the creator of Scientology was a sci-fi author. So.
I know. But let's stop away from Scientology.
I know.
Or else we'll be spending 2 hours on it. Can you believe that spaghetti monster?
You know what? I know you're just talking about prisoners and everything, but it could work in a way of seeing how, especially with what's going on in the world, of how a person could go from, being like all these people that are joining ISIS. There has to be something wrong mentally for them to go, I'm betraying everything I know, everything I love about America or about my life, to go and kill people into a repressed culture. There has to be something mentally wrong. I mean, I've asked my therapist about this, and he says probably 9 times out of 10 there is something wrong with them, and they have to have a place to belong. So I can see a therapist going like, okay, we got the people that in Guantanamo or whatever like that. All right, let's see what makes you tick.
Well, it would still have to be regulated, but I get the idea. I just see a really big abuse possibility with prisoners, because people sort of tend to think as prisoners as, we don't care about them. They're not as human. So they would definitely need to get the fact that they're still human, that they still have rights pressed into them again and again before actually being able to do that.
Oh, yeah, and that prisoners, they would try to find some way of, like, a sentence reduction or something like that to go along with it. But let me see. I think it's next topic.
Okay, next topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think becoming a non-flit, in other words, being trapped in morph, like Tobias, the best character in Animorphs, would be the only way out for some people? I'm not biased.
Yes. I can see that a lot with people with physical disabilities or mental disabilities. I don't want to sit really, it's a touchy subject, I just mentioned Down syndrome, but just imagine, I know it's a lot more open now, of like, oh yeah, my kid has Down syndrome, but I love them, blah, 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 blah. But just 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they all went to an asylum because they didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
So, so I can see some people, especially if the kids are underage, of parents of thinking, if they're able to morph and just turn into somebody else around their age and kind of looks like them, but quote, quote, normal, it would be a lot easier. on me. So there's the abuse on side of the parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if non-split was the way that could be taken out, that they would have to be maybe 18 years or older and make sure that they fully understand as much as they're capable of understanding of what will happen.
Yeah, they would have to go through like a psychologist or something like that, and meet other Nothlets, and what we have now with a lot of things. But for me, yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat so I could eat normal.
I don't know. I'd probably choose another animal to become an ophid and make sure of, the lifespan.
Shoot, like I said, Jennifer Lawrence morph. I'll just stay as her. I'll be her stunt double, body double, whatever.
So stunt doubles can get hurt.
I don't care. I'm just kind of like, hey, I look hot, you know.
I'm sure you look good already. And if anyone from like the other Animorphs podcast, like doesn't like he have a crush on you? I believe he probably thinks you're already hot enough.
No, well, I think he's just like, we always talk about this on every episode.
I realize we did it every episode. I'm sorry.
It's not a crush. It's just that I'm so factual, and I go with when I think that he's saying something wrong. I'm pretty much the lore master on another Animorphs RPG site. Of facts of just like, I could just get the book and look it up real quick.
I can tell what the book was about if you just mention the morph on the cover.
For me, I go like, okay, give me a second to read it. Okay. But yeah, I can see it as a way out for a lot of people, but I would think there would be a selection process of not for the person who wants to be a Nothlit, but of the people that they would want to turn into, or maybe even learn that Frolus maneuver.
Yeah.
The Andalites would have to teach them how to do that.
And make sure they don't accidentally have the Frolus maneuver turn them into celebrity accidentally, even though that would be totally hilarious.
Plug in, plug in, plug in. Fanfiction plug.
And role plays while on one of my podcasts. I am shameless.
For her to love Mark Ruffalo.
What?
For her to love for Mark Ruffalo. Exactly. But okay, I got a question for you. Let's go into this subject a little bit deeper. Okay, like I said, if there was a Make-A-Wish for morphing, do you think celebrities would be able to willingly give their DNA to somebody in need of, like they do, like going to hospitals and help, like children's hospitals, the veterans hospitals, all that kind of stuff. Do you think celebrities would be like, okay, you can have my DNA, but here's A, B, C, D, E, and F?
I think with celebrities, they would, or like any human, they would have to perform a Frolus maneuver because it would be too easy for them to, just do a crime and then blame it on the actual celebrity.
I could totally see Kim Kardashian having like a whole posse of morph-capable people turn into her, so just for publicity stuff, of her at the beach with, this person, or da-da-da-da, just for publicity. I could totally see her doing that.
Oh, God, yes. Publicity, one thing, but being kept as a non-split as Kim, I think would be a totally other thing.
That is too much butt to live with for the rest of your life.
And you would know about living with too much butt.
Shut up. I had to sit on a donut to be comfortable, so shut up.
Is it like a what type of donut is it? Like, does it have sprinkles on top?
No,
Is it
I
cream
wish.
filling?
I wish. But then, it would just go right through me. But no, it's those standard, blue, like, blow-up donuts that you sit on. It's a hemorrhoid donut, but I don't have that problem. It's just my butt hurts. My left
I
butt
had
cheek hurts.
hemorrhoids once.
TMI.
Yeah, what's great is that I can help Brian out with any butt problems he has.
hmm
But like I was like, I don't want to push this pill up by myself. He's like, oh no, I won't do that. And then it's like I gave him enemas. It's like, what the hell? You're not helping.
Another podcast for another day.
No, that podcast will never air.
Oh, the stories I could tell.
Yes, but you won't.
Yeah. At least not online.
Yeah,
On here.
I hope
But
not.
unless it comes up. But yeah,
It just did.
um, but yeah, with Northlets, it, like I said, it really depends on that person and their situation. And especially of you want to make sure, okay, do you really want to be an animal for the rest of your life? And do you know the lifespan of your animal that you want to be? If they want to go like, no, I forget human, I want to do this.
Yeah. What Tobias should have considered. But then, of course, he was in a bad place to begin with, so.
Yeah.
And he didn't exactly have anyone to say, okay, to become an athlete, to get morphine powers, you have to go through this, this, and this. It was, I'm being beat up at school, abused at home, I'll just turn into a hawk.
Yeah. He escaped it. Escapism. That would be the hardest thing that most red tape is making sure it's not escapism. To be an athlete, just to get away from, especially of like people who leave their families, because they couldn't handle it. I hate to say deadbeat dads or whatever, but it would have to be heavily regulated. But for people of just like maybe they're at the end of their life and they're kind of like, I've lived 90-something years. Why not? Why not? Give me a second chance. And why not? Maybe not even as another person. Maybe they'll just want to, become something else. A whale or a dolphin or something. And of course, the government would be like, yeah, if you do this, maybe you can help us out with this. And who knows what they would do. But I could totally see, getting out of their maybe terminal illness, becoming an athlete. Or end of life and all that kind of stuff. I mean, for like the Hindu religion, they believe in reincarnation. Holy crap. They would be trying to get their hands on a morphing cube of thinking of, okay, here's my second life. I don't have to, die.
Die.
But then, here's the problem. I know we're going way, in this direction, but for them, the highest thing you would want to be is a cow or a rat. So they'd be like, you sure? Are you really, really sure? We know what happened to David, so.
Oh, I don't know what happened to David. Did Rachel kill him or not?
I've always thought that she did kill him.
I'll have to read that book again once I get to that part of my reread. I just finished book 7 recently, and I still have to get that edited and put out. Other plugin.
All right, topic number 3.
We sort of covered this, but anyways, how do you think morphine therapy could be abused?
Well, yeah, we covered a lot of it.
Yeah, we did.
Well, okay. How would it be abused? if it was more public.
Well, if someone was, got the morphine ability, didn't become an athlete, and say they said, oh, I'm just going to, acquire this dog to, help with PTSD or whatever,
Hmm.
but then it turns into them, acquiring people and getting crimes blamed on them.
Hmm.
And plus, with morphine, animorphs could basically sneak in and attack. Like if they're allergic to something, they could, say morph a cat and rub a lot of fur all over the place, and so it could cause a big allergic reaction to a person.
I would think there would be a black market for poisonous animals.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine of like, you know, okay, I want to use the example of Lorena Bobbitt. Back in the day, back in the 90s, she found out that her husband was sleeping around and she snapped one night. He was asleep. She snuck into the bed, took the blanket off, and she cut off his penis and then drove down the street and threw it in the yard. And I could see revenge stuff. And oh my God, just imagine if you had the ability to morph and your husband or whatever is cheating on you, they'd be like, I got the ability to morph. I think he needs to die. But how can I do it in a way that maybe not links to me? Oh, why not become a cobra or something? Or a rattlesnake and it just got into the
Or become someone that has, like, AIDS, sleep with him, and ta-da.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you turned into somebody that had AIDS, the AIDS wouldn't be there.
No, it's a HIV AIDS is a genetic.
Does it? It is genetic?
Well, the thing is, some people are known as carriers.
Oh.
I'm going to bring up my favorite movie of last year, based on a play by the same name called The Normal
Wait,
Heart, written by
you
Larry
shut up
Kramer.
about it.
And so during, it's basically the HIV/AIDS outbreak starts, and going to the important part of Felix, Ned's boyfriend, ends up uh, finding out that he has HIV, and so he had checked with every other guy before Ned he had slept with, and it turns out none of them were having the disease. So Ned appears to be a carrier, and Larry Kramer himself has HIV. So people can be carriers,
So,
not like have really any effect for a while, and
like
be
a
able to spread it.
hemophilia. Like hemophilia.
Hmm.
What, you don't know about that?
You have hemophilias that bleed too much?
Yeah, Queen Victoria, she was a carrier. All women that do have hemophilia are carriers, but it's the boys that suffer from it. So, yeah. Um, Queen Victoria's, I think, second daughter, she married into the Russian family, Anastasia and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The only son had hemophilia, and that was because the mom was a carrier. So, same thing in that sense. Um, let me see. Crimes being committed that would, yeah, you have to get very, a lot of stupid people. Let's go with stupid people.
Don't be ableist, Keytor.
A lot of stupid people would probably go rhino, try to sneak in, acquire a rhino, which is very dangerous to do, as we all learn in Animorphs, and try to like punch a hole into an armored tank of like a bank tank to steal money.
God,
That was what stupid people would do.
stupid people would go the direct route when morphine provides so much sneakier options to get stuff done. Like morphine you can only morph type clothing. What if you snuck in the vault and then put cash around you so it becomes as tight or tighter around you than,
Yeah,
your morphing outfit, and then you would just morph something to sneak out and you got money.
that would have to take a lot of practice and a lot of ones to practice with.
Yeah, but someone like an Eastern like Cassie could probably do it. And
oh my God!
kind of
You just
fit
gave me an idea.
where Cassie is a bank robber.
You just gave me an idea.
What?
Clothing line.
Oh yeah. Don't let Marco be in charge of it.
Imagine like P Diddy and what's those people's names? Those fashion people. I don't know any. Crap! I just know P Diddy and like the rappers. They would all do their own with their logos and. And Nike would try to do their own version because they make they make workout outfits and
That would be, yeah, that would be a big fad.
And just imagine the military; they would make their own made out of camo and
Oh god, we should do like a podcast just on morphing clothing line. Oh god, but next episode I want to sort of be away from such a big focus on morphing, so it doesn't seem like we're only interested in that.
Yeah, we're going side A, side B. but yeah, oh my god.
That'd be awesome.
Oh my god. Why didn't Marco think of that after the war? Why did he think of that?
Well, he was the one who was always saying we should get like matching outfits.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
He probably, well, he's a big, action hero now, so he probably can put out his own clothing lines.
Yeah, but
I should add that to Animorgy, later on.
Wait a minute. But actors usually have side businesses.
Exactly, morphing clothing.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what Marco would do.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to be the one he just has to get the idea and get a designer and say, here, and he'll just be the front guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next topic.
We need just an episode just on Marco and clothing.
Just Marco in general.
No, specifically clothing line. Specifically.
Superheroes and,
Okay, next topic. Hi, one viewer. What rules should be in place for morphine therapy? And then the viewer gone. Okay. What rules should be in place for morphine therapy?
That's a hard one.
The viewer just appeared and disappeared.
Kind of like, oh, yeah.
I was coughing. I'm sorry. I didn't do a good intro for him.
I don't know. What would you think? I'm kind of stuck on that.
Well, like for being a non-flit, there should be at least an age limit, maybe,
Yeah.
Because as much as, younger people, younger viewers, like teenagers think they know everything, but the thing is, the human brain sometimes, takes a while to fully mature. So there's actually only certain stuff you could learn about and understand.
Well, I've actually read an article about that. The human brain doesn't actually fully mature until 25. So all the crap that people do in their college years, they're just still immature. Their brain hasn't, went, okay, done. It's still cooking.
Oh, so you mean that when someone, mind you, this is a Catholic college, was smoking so much weed that it set off the fire alarm, that was just because their brains weren't fully developed?
Well, well, for one thing, he's just stupid for smoking that much and not having, like, windows open.
It was cold that night, too, and of course the fire alarm goes off, and so we all have to gather outside.
Either he got the really, really good stuff, the trippy stuff, the stuff that makes you trip and just goes, eh, or he just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a she, probably.
Yeah, I can see that too. I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. You guys would know him as the Fear Factor host. If you guys watch MMA or WFC stuff, he's a commentator on there. He's also an actor. He talks a lot about weed. So
It
I
was a
learned
girls'
more.
forum, so unless there were some boys in the room too.
Well,
Yeah.
well, he talks so much about the effects and all the crap he actually did when he was younger with weed, and he still smokes it now, but mostly it's just for anxiety. Just a lot of it of the rule, especially for morphine, is a lot of the red tape, a lot of the technicalities. Especially with like you said, like a Northlet, not just age. That would be in the red tape, I think. I think they would have to be monitored for a while.
Yeah, and then for people like me whose brain is sort of takes a little bit longer to mature, like there's like things, societal rules that everyone else is, like, okay, this makes sense, and for me it's just like I don't understand it, so it would also have to be how much they're capable of understanding at a certain age.
Yeah, they would have to go to therapy post Northlet, post 2 hours and all that.
Yeah.
For at least I would say a year, 2 years. Until
Unless if they decide I want to become a fly non-flit, and then after a day they're gone. No worries.
Yeah, forget ending your life with like overdose of morphine in some of those states or whatever. Just turn into a fly. Whee!
Like a fruit fly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
scientists
that's
actually use those for monitoring, genetics and heritage genealogy and stuff, because they die really quickly, so it's really easy to place things together.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm so glad I brought that up. People of the wanting to, assisted suicide, that would be the perfect way for them to do it without saying, hey, let's just do drugs, and just make me go to sleep.
Yeah, and at least in book 6, I can't remember book 7 that I just finished, but book 6, when they first, morphed the fly, everyone but, of course, Tobias was like, oh my god, this is so awesome, morphing a fly is disgusting as hell. Seeing someone morph a fly is extra disgusting. Even Tobias, with his hawk vision, was like, I'm not coming into the barn until you're all done. But being a fly is supposed to be like, it's really awesome flying, so they could at least really enjoy themselves.
Yeah, give them the thrill of a lifetime of flying around in a contained area so they don't get killed by something else.
Spider.
Yeah, or really birds.
Or anything.
Yeah, but I could see the government, because it would have to be regulated.
Highly regulated.
Yeah, they would probably have to make an inventory of animals' lifespans. Have you ever thought of that? Of like, there's the giant tortoise that lives 100+ years, and like sea turtles, bleh, who live 100+ years. So there'd probably be a huge list of, if people wanted to go animal, forgo their humanity, of kind of like, hey, how long do you want to live 100 years, or da 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 da, and we'll just track you, like they do with animals now. And tell us what it's like to eat a jellyfish and not get stung, because sea turtles eat jellyfish.
I just, like, if I was going to become an ocelot, I would choose some sort of bird.
Well, I know a bird that lives for a long, long time, or macaws and cockatiels and all that. They live for a very long time, like 50, 60 years.
At least I would still be able to talk with my mouth.
It's like, hey, give me the remote.
And then I could imitate voices, so that'd be so cool.
And you could poop anywhere you want. Just have your newspaper down and just watch TV. Oh, that was just me.
That'd be great. It would be like, why do you have the? Can't you just use the toilet? You're a human in there.
I
No,
can't
no,
respond.
bitch.
You have to make me a perch over the toilet.
Make me a perch over the toilet and I'll think about it.
Yeah. I can flush it later.
You can flush it later.
but also, that would also happen in the entertainment industry. I just, I am so glad I'm so smart in this way. Think of all the animal trainers that would be out of business.
There would still probably be people who were old school and wanted to use real animals, and plus probably at the start, getting morph capable people to be your stunt animals would probably be really expensive.
But I mean, just imagine, like Night in Museum series. They have that capuchin monkey. They said it takes so many takes just to get that animal to do one thing, even though they have to train it for 6 or 7 weeks prior to shooting to make it do that one thing. So the actors have to be just super patient with that animal until they get the take.
Yeah, I think.
Imagine.
Yeah, the thing is though that there are people nowadays that don't like CGI, overuse of CGI, because they prefer the old school visual
Practical
effects. So
yeah.
there would probably be a division like that between real trained animals and morph capable people.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can see, for Hollywood, it would probably actually be cheaper for them.
Yeah.
Because of, less time to shoot,
Hmm.
by the dollar, by the minute, to get somebody, one take, 2 takes, maybe 3 takes, versus 20, 30, 40 takes. But
I probably see a movie in that sort of universe where they only use trained animals when the rest use morph capable, and that gets them an Oscar nomination. Because I just like watching a little video someone made about how they think Boyhood's overrated because everything stated it took 12 years to film without, I guess, being a good film according to them. So I'm just imagining that, but with trained animals. Because there's so much that you can like sort of spot Oscar, ones that are meant to grab an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah, that's like has a gimmick here, and I can see definitely why that would.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
when I saw the first trailer for Wild, I haven't seen it, so I can't, talk about it. But when I saw that, I was like, that looks like an Oscar movie because Reese Witherspoon doing a serious role, and ta-da! I think it either Best Picture nomination or I think there was a nomination.
It's up there. It's up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of them, real quick Oscar talk. I don't think I'll be watching it because there's a lot of them that went. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. Probably the guy playing Stephen Hawking will get the Oscar for Best Actor. That's probably a done deal right there. But
yeah. I only talk about the Oscars on my blog just because it was tradition. I started it first year of blogging, so now I'm forced to pay attention to Oscar nominations and Oscar wins.
Unless Ellen DeGeneres is the host again, I won't watch it.
I did watch last year. I didn't record it, so I'm.
Oh, it was awesome. You saw all the GIF files from the selfie and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, is that the last topic, or we have one more?
No, that's the last topic.
Ah,
Yeah.
So in conclusion.
There's a
I wish we had like somebody who was like in the like political science or something like that. Be like, what if? And then have them say, oh yeah. but we just have to go by what we know, and we don't know much.
Yeah, we're both physically and mentally disabled. I'm more on the mental side. The only really physical side is the asthma, and probably some other problems I don't have a name for yet. So,
wait a minute. Well, technically, I have the stress asthma. You know, the real nerdy stereotype of like shake, shake, shake. Wait a minute. There. When I stress out, I have to take that. But you know, heck, mine goes over yours. I have PTSD.
well, fuck you too.
But for me, you know, with ourselves, with morphing, like I said, the Jennifer Lawrence thing, that would be my ideal.
I think eyesight too. You see, I don't really have a sense of smell at all.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, everyone seems to forget about it.
No, but
smell this.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, Josh, here's an elephant. The biggest nose there is. Let's try that.
Or I wouldn't want to start off with a dog because that sense of smell would probably overwhelm me more with the sense of smell than, you know, the happiness.
Yeah, that would be like having a seizure or something.
Too much.
I smell crap. Literally.
God, this is what farts smell like. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
For all the times I crop dusted places.
But yeah, I can. Oh man, like we talked about in the other episode, just so many applications to morphine that it could do good for and bad for, especially in like the police force.
Okay.
You know, and also like I've seen just real quick this video of I guess this company that trains like the military German Shepherds to do all the like Navy SEAL stuff, because the German Shepherds that you see with Navy SEALs, they go through all the same training as a Navy SEAL. So just imagine that going on, but with a human brain, and what they're able to do, like in Afghanistan or wherever like that. And just so much. Ah!
Okay, ending this episode, I want to announce that the next episode of Zone 91, since Rista has real-life stuff going on and I haven't been able to communicate with her, Keytor is going to be my co-host, so please send her love and support and tell her not to be nervous.
Yeah.
I'll try to word things like questions for you, or try to, your topics, I'll try to sort of guide you through.
Yeah, she wants to be more structured, and I'm like, I don't know how that could be. I know that you're an English major, so you've had to do all this kind of stuff.
I'm like always nervous about every episode of Zone 91 because I'm like, how can I be like my usual self while still being structured? So trust me, I do stress out. I just hide it really well.
Well, for me, I have to crack a joke.
Yeah, you crack a joke. I want Zone 91 to still be funny and humorous while still following more of a structure than here.
Yeah. Well, I think we do a good job most of the time.
Most of the time. Except today.
Yeah, well, yeah. But anyway, do you have anything going on?
Well, I like to do all my announcements on Jash Talks, just so I don't do every podcast with all my announcements. But if you want to do an announcement or two, just remember you're going to be on Jash Talks this week, and we're going to be doing our own sort of award show, and there might or might not be drinking.
Well, also Super Bowl stuff. I'll be attempting a Super Bowl cake, so that'd be fun.
As long as there's food and alcohol, I'll go there. No matter what boring shit they're watching.
I would like, if you guys like RPs and like Animorphs and want a very great community and not a lot of bullcrap going on, I would suggest, I love ours, Rebirth, but there's another RP that I'm with. It's called Animorphs: A Second Chance. Just type that in onto your search browser,
I'll
and
actually provide a link in the description too.
yeah, it's a great community. Right now, just getting the timelines of everybody's threads is a little chaotic, but
I might be applying there as maybe either Marco or a Hork Bajir.
oh yeah, I'm Toby, so yeah, that'd be fun.
I'll be a hot Hork Bajir for your Toby.
Well, actually, I kind of got somebody in mind for Toby.
You can be. You don't have
Well,
to
he's
do
a
a single.
He's a seer. He's a seer. So, yeah. And he's like one of those beefed up, Hork Bajirs of like the red
You're
bands
making me
versus the blue
jealous
band.
for a fictional character now. Good job.
But yeah, anyway, we'll be talking, doing our own award show thing. I think also coming up, our own, the past 2014 likes and dislikes and whatever we hate.
No, for the upcoming Jazz Talk, there are 4 categories that are going to change each year, and the only one that's going to remain the same is Best Picture.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about stuff of like, year in review.
Yeah, it's a year in review thing, but it's also sort of a better version of the Oscars, which is really anything. I hate it's just like every year there's snubs, and then people all get shocked. Oh my God, this guy's snub, and it's like, what's going to be the big snub this year?
Yeah, but anyway, we'll talk about that on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday at Fomar, my co-host for the show, and also joining me for this week's Jazz Talks will be not Marty, Jocker Lee is going to be joining again.
Okay.
Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong.
So for this week's with Extra Happy, I'm Keto84.
And I'm Jashikins.
Goodbye.
Bye.